What's up, YouTube? This your man, Big B Production 100. I have an awesome video for you guys tonight. Tonight in this video, I'm about to show you guys how you can make a photo just pop right out at you inside Adobe Photoshop CS6. Let's begin. First off, I'm going to start by just minimizing my document. Well, you know what? We'll just hide it for right now. Let's open up Adobe Photoshop CS6. Now, for this tutorial here, I will be using this photo here with this monkey, and he's eating a banana. So let me see. I know a lot of you guys probably have been wondering, like, you may see a photo and it may have a cool effect on it. I guess you can call it the fish eye lens. Some photographers don't like it. Me personally, I quite enjoy it. I like it. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can take a simple photo with a lot of distractions going on in the background to just bring more focus in on your subject and just basically make it pop out at you. Let's begin. I'm going to start by zooming in a little bit. You know what, we're going to just basically duplicate this layer here, and we're going to work on the copy. So for a start, I guess we can start by just basically, you know, just getting rid of some of this distraction that we got going on up here. It's a lot of distraction going on in this photo. So let's use our patch tool, content aware. We're going to keep that on content aware, but right here, we're going to change this very loose. Well, you know what? Normally I like to leave it on medium, but I guess for this tutorial, I'll just leave it on very loose. So we can just leave that as is. Yours might be set to medium default. Just change it to very loose, because when you use very loose, it actually gives you more room to play with when you're filling in your area. So I'm going to show you what I mean here. We want to take this area here, just select some of this stuff and just fill it in. You can use a Command D if you're on a Mac, and it will be a Control D if you're on a PC to just deselect your area. So when I'm editing my images, I like to start by removing as much as distractions as possible when I'm editing. So we're just going to get rid of a lot of this stuff that's, you know, just in the way, as I like to call it. Now for right now, I'm just, you know, removing some of the distractions that we have inside this photo. So if this video is too long for you, you can simply just fast forward a little bit. We're just going to get rid of a lot of this stuff. I don't know what this is up here by his ear. It looks like it's part of the rock. So we're just going to remove that like so. Zoom out a little bit just to check it out. Okay, let's start working on this grass up here. This grass, we don't need the grass. So we're just going to fill that in like so. Let's fill the grass in. Make it look like he was just sitting, like, I guess, on some gravel here. Sand, gravel. Possibly could have been a rock or something like that, with maybe grass behind him. But it don't matter, because we're going to take the grass out. Now sometimes when you take a photo, you may just get that perfect shot when you click that shutter button, but in some cases you may not. And for the times when you don't get the perfect shot, you can come inside Adobe Photoshop and play with the content aware like so. But we're not done yet. So, and don't ever be afraid to zoom in. Use your zoom tool from time to time. You know, I see a lot of editors out there, you know, people when they edit, they don't never really zoom in, like they're afraid of something like that. I can't talk because I used to be one of those people. When it was a time when I edit, I never really used the zoom tool like that, but don't be afraid to use it. You'll love it. Okay, now we're gonna zoom out here. Just basically take a look at everything, make sure everything is okay. Okay, everything look good. Now what we want to do is, let's go to where it says filter. Now, I'm gonna go to where it says Topaz Labs. Now, if you don't have this plugin for Adobe Photoshop CS6, don't worry, because I will be sure to put the link down below in the description where I downloaded this application from. You'll love it. So once you have Topaz Labs, you can just come over to where it says lens effect. All right, that's going to load. Now for the lens effect, you'll see that you have many different filters to choose from on the left hand side in effects. But for this in particular photo, we're going to use lens fisheye. Now we're going to come over to where it says fisheye adjustments, and we're just going to adjust it to where as if it looks okay to us. Now keep in mind, we don't want to go too much because as you see, it makes his head look tremendously big. We don't want that. So let's just bring that down a little bit. I think that looks pretty good right there. We're going to leave that at 0.36%. We're going to click apply. That's going to apply that effect. Now we just want to click on OK. It's going to take us right back to Photoshop. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking like, wow, we just messed up the photo. What are we going to do for the black spots? Now some people may just crop the area. Now you can always crop, but we don't want that because that would take the whole point of what we just did away. You know, you don't want to crop. So what we want to do is we want to fill that area in with the surrounding area. And you can do that many different ways. You can use your content aware tool, fill in the area above and down below him, or you can just actually use your clone tool. But for this image, we're going to just stick with content aware. Make sure everything is still set. And like so, we just want to fill that area in. We're just going to fill everything in. Therefore, you're not taking away, you know, when you edit an image, you never want to take away. You just want to add. In some cases, you can take away, but in this case, we want to add. So we don't want to take away anything. We just want to add more to the image. So by us adding the fisheye lens effect, which was adding, we're now going to add in gravel around him in the spots that's blank. So like I said, you never really want to take away from an image unless you really have to. I mean, if you just really have to take away something out of that image that, you know, is just causing you to just not really feel that image the way you would want to, fine. But for a shot like this, we can just add. So we can leave everything as is as far as around him, but we just want to fill in the areas here that's black. And as you see, we made him like just pop all the way out. I mean, that just looks incredible. Look at his eyes and everything else. Perfect. So we're going to zoom in a little bit here so I can see what I'm doing down here below his legs. Okay, for the hair, we want to stay on the leg. It's a little bit more right there. Perfect. Maybe on the side here, we can probably just stick with the gravel. Okay. Let's see a little bit. It's like a crack. Can you see that? It's like a little crack. Okay. You can't even tell. I mean, it's just incredible. Some of the things that you can do inside Adobe Photoshop CS6. Perfect. Oh, right here. Bring that up a little bit, like so. Okay, we can zoom out a little. You just fill everything in. Now when you're done, just make sure that you go over everything. You know, you don't want to leave nothing that don't look good, well, shall I say pleasing to the eye. So just, you know, take a second, look at everything, and make sure you go over everything. You know, just check everything out. Make sure everything looks good to the eye. And I can still see a couple of spots that look kind of smudgy, like right up in here and right over here and up in here a little bit. So what I want to do is, now I just want to go to my clone tool, and we can just leave it on clone stamp, and we're going to set an area. I guess right up in here should be good. Left click, and now we're going to use our clone tool. Let's open that up, and we're just going to brush it in a little bit. Come over to the corner and just brush. Now remember, you don't want to get too close to the edge, and you don't want to get too close to your subject, because if you do, I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Now if we clone next to his head and we start coloring this in, you see we're going to basically color his hair on the ground, or shall I say beside him. We don't want that, so let's do a Command Z. So when you're cloning, just make sure that you're kind of like in between your subject and the edge. So we want to clone, like, I guess we're going to adjust the brush here. Clone again, right there, that should be good. Adjust our brush, and let's just color in over here where it was looking kind of blurry. Remember, don't get too close to your subject and the edge. Clone over here, like so. See what I mean? Got too close myself. All right, let's try this again. Let's come down this time. We can just do a couple of clicks and clone right there. And maybe a couple of clicks, like so. Okay, you can't even tell. Let's select our eyeball just to see what we was dealing with before and after. So we have before, as you see, we had sticks, we had a piece of an apple, plant, like a leaf here, leaves over here, and like some little rocks behind them, it looks like, and mud on the side, and possibly his tail or something like that. But it was just causing a lot of distraction with this image that we wasn't feeling at all. But as you see with the after, you totally got rid of all that, and you didn't even have to take away the image as far as cropping. I don't like to crop. I hate cropping. If I have to crop, I will. But if I can possibly go around the photo without cropping, I would. As far as with using my content aware or my clone, as you see. For this image, we use the fisheye lens to make the subject pop, which is his head and his eyeballs. That looks totally cool, totally awesome. And we also filled in the surrounding areas that was black with the content aware and the clone. So that is how you can get an image inside Adobe Photoshop CS6 to pop out at you. So the next time you go out and you take a shot of a subject or anything and you just want that image to pop, This mostly works good on cars too. I see a lot of photographers that like to take pictures of cars, like bumpers and stuff like that. And sometimes you just want to get that front end of that car or the back end of the car, the bumper or whatever, to just pop out at you. It looks so cool when you get it to pop out at you. Maybe throw a little bit of HDR in with it, and that'll look totally awesome. You can use the fisheye lens, and you can take it inside Adobe Photoshop CS6, do your edit, no cropping, and you can get it to pop out at you. This is your man, Big B Production 100. Please rate, comment, subscribe if you guys enjoyed this short video. Holla at you.